What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And today I want to talk to you about the phenomenon in gaming known as the early access game. And if you're unfamiliar with what this is, it's when you pay retail price to get access to a game that's not yet ready for retail. That's still in what we used to call the beta version of the game or the alpha version of the game, and except now I guess we call it the early access version of the game. And this has proven to be a very popular business model. It's similar to Kickstarter, but it's also similar. It's a whole new phenomenon, and we're going to talk about all of the details, the ins and the outs. It's a fairly good system, and a lot of good has come from it, but a little bit of bad has come from it as well. So we're going to talk about the good, the bad, how it affects the industry as a whole, and how it affects you and me as consumers. So let's get right into it. So you can't talk about early access gaming unless you talk about Minecraft. Because not only was Minecraft one of the first people to do it on a widespread level, but they were able to do it correct. And not only that, but they were very rewarding to the people who invested in that game. And the reason I say that it was an early access game is because for several years you could buy into Minecraft and buy an incomplete version that was still considered to be in beta. And while they did create a final release in 2011, that game continues to get patched and changed with sweeping changes to the terrain generator, to the gameplay, to everything. It is, without a doubt, in my honest opinion, the perfect example of what early access gaming should be and personifies the good side of it. And what's good about early access gaming? You are supporting a small indie house. You're capable of supporting a game that does not yet exist. You're capable of creating and influencing the creation of that game. You are able to give them feedback that will change the ultimate final form of that game. It is awesome. There is a lot of reasons to want to buy into a game that's in early access, and you do a lot of good. Because there are games that exist today that, were it not for early access, would not exist. And these games personify brave concepts, brave storylines, and brave gameplay mechanics we would have never seen or played or heard of any other way. Early access gaming also has a huge advantage over Kickstarter, because when you invest in a Kickstarter campaign, you're pretty much only investing in a promise. But when you invest in early access gaming, you're investing in a beta build of a game that you can start playing tomorrow. A game that you might live stream the way I've been live streaming Starbound. A game that you may love as much as I love Hearthstone. You may genuinely be purchasing a product you will absolutely adore, even before it's ever finished, the way we all love Minecraft. So early access gaming has proven to be very, very popular. In fact, on Steam today, 5 of the top 10 best-selling games are early access games. That's Wasteland 2, Rust, 7 Days to Die, DayZ, Starbound, all of these games. I own Starbound, and I'm likely to own DayZ before it's released. So I certainly participate in this as well, and I want to let you know that this is all coming from a place of love. Early access gaming is at its best when you are investing in a small independent company that has no other means to make their game other than a Kickstarter campaign or by releasing some sort of early access to the code or to the game's alpha or beta build. And when you do that, you are investing in the future of gaming. You're allowing a game or a gameplay mechanic or a story or a concept that would have never existed otherwise. You're giving it a chance. But it's important that you realize it's only a chance. There is always the chance that the game that you've invested in may not be very good. There's always the chance that the finished product may be lousy. There's always the chance that there may never be a finished product. And there's always a chance that the guy who you've invested in will take your money and run and never attempt to complete the game. Not everybody is Notch. Not every company is Mojang. So you need to invest smartly and carefully when you choose to do early access gaming. One of my biggest concerns with early access gaming is how exploitable the entire system is. And the majority of the games that Steam has greenlit and the majority of the games that have gone up for early access, they've all been relatively quality games. Chances are you're able to watch a gameplay video of it on YouTube, decide whether or not you're ready to invest, and that's what you're doing. You're not purchasing a game, you're investing in the idea of a game and purchasing some early code of that game. The reason it's so exploitable is because you never know who or what you're investing in. If you're investing in a promise, if you're investing in an idea, you never know if that idea or that promise will come to fruition. And there's always the chance that the person will take your money and run and disappear with it. It's always entirely possible that they will generate a final version of the game that's not final at all, and they've already got your money. So you have to be very, very careful, because as this becomes more and more accepted, as it becomes more and more popular, the chances of you making a poor investment and losing your money will increase exponentially. My second biggest concern about this is that as it becomes more accepted and becomes more and more popular, I'm afraid that this could become the norm for PC gaming. And right now, we live in a world where it really only affects independent houses, and it's only a few games at a time. But once it becomes the norm, and once everybody's willing to buy early access to a game, what's the incentive to finish the game? In fact, I think we're going to start seeing more and more PC games through Steam be released with early access. Why wait until you finish it when you can have the money today? So if you decide that you're the kind of gamer that wants to invest in early access games, if you're the kind of person that wants to invest in paid betas, if you want to invest in Kickstarter campaigns that back a product or a concept or an idea that you're excited about, I heavily encourage you to do so. That said, there are a few ground rules I think we should establish. The first step before buying an early access to a game is to do your research. Do a little bit of research on the people coding the game. Look a little bit into the studio and make sure that they are soundproof and worthy. And if they are, then you should probably investigate the game. Go to YouTube and watch some videos of the current gameplay of the current build of the game you're considering investing in. And I'm not talking about a corporate trailer or anything like that. I'm talking about a YouTuber who plays games critically and talks about those games and will show you honest gameplay, including bugs and including issues, so that you know exactly what you're about to invest in. The second thing to remember is that you are investing your money. You are not purchasing anything. You're not purchasing early access to a game, because the game that you think you're purchasing may never exist. You are giving your money to a person you don't know with a non-existent contract that they'll complete the game that they've promised on the website and that you've imagined in your brain. And the reality of it is, a lot of these independent games are never going to get finished. A lot of these games will never have the final version you dream of, and a lot of the promises they make are never going to be fulfilled. And the third thing I want you to consider is that there are tens of thousands of completed games on Steam right now waiting for your purchase, waiting for you to invest in them. There's no risk to be taken because the reviews are already there. You can read whether or not it's compatible with your PC setup. Everything you need to know is there. And if you're at a point where, number one, you played all of those games and you're bored and you're looking for something new, I get it. And if you're the kind of person that wants to invest in the possible future of gaming, I get that too. But please, don't neglect all the phenomenal stories, all the phenomenal gameplay mechanics, all of the phenomenal indie artists that have already published complete and full games. And one of the best ways to invest in that new company is to invest in a game that they've already made and completed, and play that while you wait for their newest game to get released. Overall, I think what Steam has done has been amazing. I think giving us the opportunity to play early access games is fantastic. I think giving us the opportunity to invest in these games is a great decision. And I like how Steam has handled it. I like how they've made sure that it's very notable which games are in early access and which aren't. Even on the page for that game, they'll give you an idea of what the current build is. And with the forum, you can never go wrong if you investigate your game. I think it's a wonderful model, and I think it's fantastic that we get to live in this era. That said, I encourage everyone involved, all the developers and all of the consumers, to be very, very careful, because there's a real chance this could go wrong, and I really don't think any of us want to see that happen.